Zombie clowns attack, jack-o'-lantern emoji, ghost emoji. In the sprawling and often bizarre landscape of Golden Age comics, few stories encapsulate the era's willingness to experiment like the lost Halloween tale of the Black Cat and her battle against a circus of zombie clowns. The Black Cat, alter ego of Hollywood stuntwoman Linda Turner, was already a unique presence among 1940s superheroines, blending athletic prowess, sharp wit, and a flair for the dramatic, often in the pages of Harvey Comics. But in an obscure 1947 Halloween special, now a prized collector's item among Golden Age aficionados, her crime-fighting adventures took an unexpectedly macabre turn. The story begins with Linda attending a traveling circus's Halloween gala, only for the festivities to descend into chaos as the performers rise from their graves, transformed into twisted, undead clowns by a vengeful sorcerer's curse. This tale stands out for its eerie atmosphere, unusual for the era's typically light-hearted superhero fare. The artwork leans heavily into horror, with shadowy tents, grotesque clown visages, and panels bathed in deep purples and sickly greens, setting a tone more reminiscent of EC Comics' later horror titles than a conventional caped adventure. The Black Cat must confront not only the physical threat of the zombie clowns, who juggle flaming skulls and wield deadly slapstick weapons, but also the psychological terror of facing an enemy that refuses to stay down. The villain, a bitter magician named Malvolio, is motivated by jealousy and a thirst for revenge after being slighted by the circus ringmaster, and his incantations give the story a gothic, supernatural flair rarely seen in superhero comics of the time. What makes this issue especially memorable is how it blends genres in a way that feels both ahead of its time and uniquely of its era. The Black Cat, known for using her athleticism and cunning rather than superpowers, must rely on her stunt skills and quick thinking to survive the circus's deadly traps, turning each set piece, a hall of mirrors, a haunted midway, a collapsing big top, into a pulse-pounding showdown. In the climactic finale, she uses her knowledge of stagecraft to reverse Malvolio's spell, trapping the sorcerer in a cage of his own making and freeing the town from his undead minions. The closing panels, with dawn breaking over the empty circus grounds and Linda quietly reflecting on the thin line between illusion and reality, leave readers with a lingering sense of unease, an unusual note of ambiguity for a superhero comic of the 1940s. Though this Halloween special was never reprinted and faded into obscurity as horror comics came under fire in the 1950s, it remains a fascinating example of the Golden Age's willingness to push boundaries and experiment with tone and genre. Today, the story is celebrated by comic historians and collectors as a hidden gem, proof that even in the earliest days of the medium, creators were unafraid to let their imaginations run wild. Brought to you by Victory Age Comics. Reviving forgotten heroes, one panel at a time.